Hello and happy Wednesday. My name is Walt. We got the One Fall WrestleCast crew. As you know, Derek is fucking late. So Tom and I are gonna play a game. Some stuff to talk about. Bill Goldberg believes in his mind that he deserves a retirement world tour. We're going to jump into that. Also, Tony Khan has legitimate anger with WWE. We're going to talk about Mr. Tony Khan and his heat, if you will. Okay, so and we got some other really, really fun stuff to talk about. Let's get into it so Tom and I can wager here. And because, who knows what's going to happen. Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast. Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast. Hello and happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us on our not regularly scheduled evening. That's my fault.
It's
again.
like half scheduled though.
Yeah, I mean, this is always a fallback day, right?
50% of the time almost.
Yeah, so big news. We have Freestyle Friday on the books for April 21st, which is
hell yeah, we do.
2 days away.
We're gonna watch some fucking wrestling too at the same goddamn time.
We've got a couple guests lined up too, which is going to be super, super dope.
So we have more than one.
Maybe we might have 3 or 4.
Huh? Keep it a secret. I want to find out. I want it to be special.
I sure am. I got big secrets too. You know what I mean? Like a big one. That's what she said. All right, so we got 8:36 on my clock as the defending champion for now 3 consecutive weeks. I will say 8:42.
Oh fudge. Okay. I'm gonna go 8:40. Fuck.
You're taking an over or under here, pal?
All right, I go over under. Right. 8:42. Over.
Over it is.
Over.
Okay, let's see what happens here this week. He has told us he's coming, so Derek got the
over.
Brilliant idea that he was gonna work on his own computer at home, which
he asked
brand
me,
new. By the way,
what do you think? I went, I wouldn't change that if I were you. And he goes, well, it's gonna be good. It's gonna match. I don't have RGB. I'm like, all right, RGB does improve your frame rate.
Well, it is what it is. And now here we sit. Here we sit. So there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about without Derek. You know what I'm saying? Why?
I feel you. What's our lowest hanging, our meatiest, easiest piece? Not meaty, but easiest piece to talk about.
I mean, it's real simple, bub. It's Wednesday. It's April 19th, and it is 8:37 p.m., and we are sitting here doing a show instead of sitting in the Peterson Event Center watching AEW Dynamite.
Go to Dynamite, which is going on right now, where the Elite is currently throwing shitty punches at the and Kenny Omega just pulled Jon Moxley's shirt over his head like they're playing fucking hockey.
Hockey, eh?
And hey, look, Wheeler Yuta still cuts his own hair and hit Matt Jackson with a title belt, and then Nick Jackson hit him in the face with his fist. This is This is getting out of hand. This is clearly getting out of. Where is Brian Danielson? Where is he?
Yes.
Get kicked,
Yes.
Wheeler Yuta. Get kicked.
Yes.
Yes, that's gonna happen.
Full disclosure, I've not watched AEW in like 2 months.
So I have, despite it not being great. Oh, here comes Brian Danielson. Daniel Bryanson.
Listen, it's just better that way, okay?
Here he comes. He's got his
better that way.
He's got a his shirt says Dragon on, or his jacket says he's commentating the ass beating. Oh, good. Here comes Don Callis, looking like a dope. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Don Callis, with your pink ass glasses. You jerk. Yeah, run away in your sparkly ass shoes.
How dare you talk to the Jackal like that?
He's a dope. Although, wasn't Don Callis a wrestler like in the 80s?
I don't know.
Okay, I think he was actually. He might have even worked for WWE for a hot minute.
He did. He was the Jackal.
Uh-huh.
And that terrible fucking.
But he wrestled for WWE. I think he wrestled for WWE as the Jackal.
My God, that guy can talk though. You know what I mean? Like, you got to give credit where credit is due. My man on a microphone is fucking spitting that hot fire.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He cuts a promo. He cuts a promo better than I could. Oh, there it goes.
Fucking Derek, man.
Who's that?
Like, just really like smashing my vibe here.
He's working on it. He had to dig shit out of it.
Working on smashing my vibe.
He had to dig shit out of it. You're gonna lose your title.
It appears to be. You know, I got aggressive here because, you know, like, based on the tone of the text message, I really felt like 842 was really, really pushing you into an over that was unachievable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I actually, if I had to guess the time, I would have guessed 8:42. That's what was in my head. When you said that, I went, oh, that's what I was thinking.
Well, he just too busy down there in the holler taking care of old Cooter Bug. Jethro.
Cooter Jethro, right.
Cooter Jethro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just down there in the holler.
I hope. Oh, man, that would be the best name ever. Just lean into it.
What a great conversation that was.
That was tremendous. I was really hoping. I'm sure his wife does not appreciate. I'm sure they don't want to name the baby Cooter, but
Cooter Jethro. Well, it's 8:42. Derek's gonna just fucking ruin my hopes and dreams.
He is. It's gonna ruin. He's ruining your title reign here.
This fucking guy.
He's ruining it. He's out of nowhere, ruining the title.
I'm gonna cut a promo on him as soon as he gets here. I mean, that's just gonna be a thing.
He is out here like just like. It's like he knew and was like, you know what? Because also he was talking shit beforehand. He was like, Walt's special. What time are we going? Is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Hey, so speaking of the fact that I've not watched AEW, I heard that old Dewey Hardy's back, huh?
Oh yeah, Jeff Hardy. This is actually a good topic to start with. Old Jeffy Hardy came back for a
fucking Dewey.
Yeah, he came back to a tremendous pop. Although he beat up the dumbest motherfuckers in the history of AEW.
I mean, did he to the ring while his brother was getting his ass beat this time?
Who'd he save? I mean, Matt was there. He didn't save Matt though. He saved some other chooch that was with Matt. Anyway, Jeff runs out. That's not what I remember. It doesn't matter who he ran out for, because it was clear that he was coming back. Matt and his friends were outnumbered. by whatever the firm. They were outnumbered by the firm. Anyway, so Jeff runs out to like start laying into the firm. So he beats on Big Bill, right? Old W Morrissey, or as we would have called him in WWE. Oh fuck.
Big Cass.
And yeah, big ass. Anyway,
teach that.
beats up old W Morrissey, throws him tosses him aside, starts beating on other member of the firm, who is not important. Big Bill decides that he's not like he's done, like his part is done. He like hucks himself out of the ring, but like camera side. It's so bad. Like the whole thing, like everybody's throwing shitty punches, everything. This was the most disjointed, like fucking worst choreographed thing. Like Big Bill like threw himself out of the Royal Rumble, like like it was so terrible. But like the crowd was on fire because Jeff Hardy's back. Oh my god, Jeff Hardy. And you know, he and Matt hugged. So, you know, good to see Jeff Hardy back. I'm glad he's good. I'm glad he's alive. I hope somebody else drove him to the event because he's not allowed to drive himself.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't Rebby. I mean, she's just done nothing but bury that fucking guy on fucking Twitter since.
Right.
Jeff's a grown man, and I'm not responsible.
I'm sure Matt picked him up. Matt picked him up and brought him to the ring. Drove him all the way from ye old Hardy compound. Just gonna put this here for now. Oh yeah.
I mean, let's just fucking rub it in, man.
Oh yeah. Drove him from ye old Hardy compound all the way to AEW Dynamite, where he did that too on the way down, like while everybody were getting their asses beat.
So I'm convinced that he's just pointing to guys with beers in the crowd. It's like, hey, let's share that beer.
Let's get a beer. Where's my fireball? No, that's not nice. I hope Jeff's in good shape. I hope that Jeff is healthy and in good shape. Matt said he's in the best health he's seen him in a long, long time, which I feel like Matt has said kind of a lot. I think, right?
Yeah, because he has.
I mean, I feel like every time Matt says that, it's like, you just said that. The last time somebody was like, is Jeff okay? Matt was like, yeah, he's in the best health I've seen him in a long time.
Yeah, and then all the shit happened, the weird shit where he exited the ring at the fucking house show at WWE, and he's like, Matt, Jeff's in the best health I've seen him in a long time.
Then he was.
He's a fucking enabler, bub. You know, like, let's call it what it is. You know, because it's his fucking meal ticket at this point.
Absolutely, because nobody uses Matt Hardy. They don't use Matt Hardy unless Jeff's there.
You know, I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Like,
it really is. At this
poor
point,
fucking schmuck.
Matt's getting Jeff killed. Like
this poor fucking schmuck has done nothing but fucking give himself to the fucking wrestling business. He's got bad hips, bad legs, bad knees, bad ankles, bad toes, right? And he's just never gonna be the fucking guy, you know? And in the meantime, you got old fucking Dewey over there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna jump off his fucking ladder."
I mean, it's because he's been
down into the electronic area underneath the hard camera.
You know, it's like you know, when like a drunk driver hits somebody and there's a horrific accident and like 6 people die, but the drunk driver walks away unscathed. Like, that's Jeff Hardy, but with wrestling, right? Like, dude must just be hammered and be loose with it, and like just falls from like the ceiling and just like goes through chairs and whatever else, decimates whomever, because it's like his swantons and everything else are just the stiffest shit ever, right?
They look stiff as fuck. These, like, this last go around.
Yeah, it's like
to the point where I'm like, ooh.
He uses whomever he hits for like cushioning, right? Like he's like they brace his impact, and it hurts. Oh man, we're getting Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow right goddamn now.
Oh man, imagine how cool it'd be if we were sitting up there right
Oh,
now
it'd be
drinking a
pretty great,
fucking.
but that means that some shit's about to go down, and this is about to be nonsense in about 10 minutes. So anyway, so Matt has to come out and be like, yeah, and like hold our Jeff's arm up while Jeff's like, fuck my ribs, god damn it, and like he's like, come on, buddy, I'll buy you a shot. Like, and you're right, it's like every time, and at first we were like, 20 years ago, this was a like okay, they're younger guy, but now they're 20 years older, and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Like Matt's done a leg drop off the second rope, right? And we know Matt's hips are mostly mush and metal and like I don't know, some like screws.
I mean, bro, the Undertaker fucking walks to the ring more effectively than Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that's true. Matt Hardy doesn't use Matt Hardy walks with like
he's got like a hitch in his giddy up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like he almost has to walk with his abdominal muscles. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I gotta say, Powerhouse Hobbs looks amazing right now, though. My dude looks like a world champion. But anyway, Matt Hardy does not. Matt Hardy looks like he needs to retire. Jeff Hardy needed to retire. And are they WWE Hall of Famers yet? They aren't, huh?
Negative.
Yeah, they are not. Well, you
Negative.
got to have Edge and Christian induct them, right? I mean, that has to be the inductors, right?
Or the Dudleys.
Or the Dudleys. Probably the Dudleys, because the Dudleys are both Hall of Famers, and Christian is not.
Christian.
Man, Christian is so like
what an underrated guy.
What an underrated guy. Even in AEW, like how they fuck him up at AEW because kept
Well, it's because they put him over as the biggest fucking free agent signing that AEW's ever had when he just fucking wasn't.
No. Like he would have been a great surprise.
Yeah.
In AEW, right?
Yeah.
Like he would have been a tremendous surprise. But he was the greatest free agent signing, and then they did all that shit with him and with Jungle Boy and with Luchasaurus. When's the last time we saw Luchasaurus?
I think he came back to TV a couple of weeks ago, but I guess he's engulfed in some sort of legal battle over his mask. I've not really kept up with it too much, but like I guess he's being sued. I guess he's being sued for, like copyright infringements or some shit, similar to Randy Orton and the tattoo thing. Like there's something similar going on with Luchasaurus there. Not really sure wholeheartedly what that is, but that's definitely something.
I mean, he's a shit wrestler, so it's not really like, oh man, missing all them good Luchasaurus matches, It's not like we're missing Seth Rollins from TV or fucking Gunther.
I heard Seth Rollins walked out.
No.
That's the rumor going around that he walked out of Raw last week in Seattle.
You mean after he had a banger match with Miz on Monday?
I didn't watch Raw yet.
It was tremendous. Raw was so good. Like, let me put it this way. Raw was so good front to back this week. It was like there were multiple storylines interweaving throughout the show. It was so well written and so well executed. It was unbelievable. Like, how like live TV sometimes feels like, oh man, anything can happen. It felt so crisp, and it's like they put on such a flawless show. You could tell everything went exactly as planned without fail for 3 hours, which is unbelievable, right? Like that's
Vince must have stayed at home then.
He absolutely did, but it was unbelievable. It was 3 hours of flawless wrestling, like just everything hit on beat, on point. Nobody missed things. Nothing looked fucked up. everything was just like, and here's this match, and here's this match, and people got time, and things got time and room to breathe. But there was also like great promos, and there was some bullshit backstage that was like a WWE exclusive, with like Liv Morgan putting like water on herself. That was kind of dumb, but even that was like it was like one of those WWE YouTube exclusive kind of deals. Even that was like, it's like, okay, this is the worst thing that they've got for Raw, and it's a YouTube exclusive that they filmed in the arena, and it was just a kind of a silly promo. It wasn't like anything that was worthwhile. It was just like, hey, we're the champs now, and I'm not afraid of water. And I don't remember what the concept with like the context of it was, but anyway, that will probably be stupid at some point. But man, we are getting pretty deep into this without Derek.
Yeah, I mean, we are now officially 21 minutes without Derek, and I'm looking here, and I'm like, I'm watching AEW, and I'm watching who used to be Dean Ambrose sticking a fork in somebody's head for like 5 minutes with a close-up on TV. This isn't wrestling either. I would recommend turning all of that off. I don't watch that stuff anymore. Bret Hart. So, I mean, obviously, Tom, you're gonna err on the side of agreeing with Bitter Bret here. You know, do you think that like Bret's far off from?
So, okay. I've thought a lot about Bret, and I'm glad we're talking about this particularly. I've thought a lot about Bret and about what Bret's saying. You're right. To call him Bitter Bret Hart is an understatement, if I will. Bret is very much a bitter old man at this point. That being said, his criticisms of Jon Moxley on AEW, particularly as of late, are certainly not unwarranted. Especially what he was referring to specifically in that interview, which was the fork thing, which was just that was just silly. Like at that point,
it was with Hangman, wasn't it?
It was with Hangman, and it was at that point just silly, and just kind of a mess. And it really it had been a mess for a while. And when we got to that point, like it's like this is a mess, and it's still messy. And it's like Jon Moxley is getting caught blading. This was during the time of Jon Moxley getting caught blading every week on week, whether it was Wednesday, whether it was Friday. Sometimes maybe it was both times. It was every time. It was and you know, Bret's not wrong. At least not entirely. I think Bret is a little bit bitter in the sense of where like he's going with like the sort of Bret takes the prestige, I think, of wrestling a little too hard. And you know, maybe that's just me, but I like a little bit of stupid shit, but not the stupid shit to the level of like Jon Moxley like cutting himself open every week, and not earning that, not saving that for the big moments. No, it's just I'm gonna do it because I'm in a match and I've got 10 minutes, right? So I'm gonna bleed because I'm on TV for a little bit, and I want to, and that's the long and short of it. It's not that like, oh, the match deserves blood, you know. We're kicking off a feud. We're doing this. It's It's you know, I'm gonna bleed because I'm Jon Moxley and I want to. There's no good reason for it. Now they've, to AEW's credit, since that and with that criticism, they've toned it back a little bit. Mox hasn't bled in a few weeks, which is, and he didn't bleed this week, which was good. Oh, look, Wardlow won the goddamn title at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Well, yeah, because
he's going on with this.
Well, he's from Cleveland, so his family's probably there. Right, but I mean,
I get it, but like in the middle of the goddamn show in Pittsburgh, it's like, okay, Wardlow. Oh, here comes Christian. Luchasaurus is back. Here we go. With Christian, Luchasaurus has a new mask and a shoulder piece with spikes.
Well, yeah, because he's a Stegosaurus.
He's a dinosaur. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Lucha Stegosaurus.
Anyway, So anyway, oh, and Arn Anderson's out. Apparently, Arn is with Wardlow now.
Yeah,
because that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
That's good. Anyway, so that's fine. That's all good. I'm cool with that. What was I talking about? Oh, Bret Hart and the silliness of wrestling. You know, he's right in the sense of AEW, particularly a little bit WWE as well. But I think Bret's always kind of taken himself a little bit too seriously.
Oh, for sure. So I mean, Scott Hall has even said in interviews in the past, he's like, "Hey man, like I never kept shit, right? Like I'm at Bret Hart's house, and like this dude kept everything." And he's like, I wish I would have kept a couple of things, but like Bret has just like taken his life as a professional wrestler just incredibly too serious, and like I mean even like personalities like a Bruce Pritchard or an Eric Bischoff and guys like that have even said like Bret Hart, when he was the world champion, believed he was the world champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, kudos to Bret, man. He had a stellar fucking career.
He had a stellar career in WWE. I don't know about the.
That's fair.
The post WWE was. Well, I mean, that was WCW's fault. That wasn't Bret's fault, but still.
Well, that was always the thing that everybody said, right? WCW would not know how to book Bret Hart, and that was very, very telling.
I mean, I feel like Bret should have, hindsight being what it is, I feel like Bret has never really admitted to being like, it was a mistake for me to go to WCW. Has he ever said that?
I believe that he may have at some point. I mean, he didn't want to go in the first place, but I mean, like all that shit with the 20-year contract and all of that fucking hot garbage, kind of is what it is. So,
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, I can understand why Bret has this opinion, right? Like, it's no surprise to me that Bret Hart feels the way that he feels. I mean, I agree with a little bit of what the man's got to say, but I mean, as much as things change, they stay the same, right? Like, you're always going to have this evolution, and people are always going to think that they can do something better than those before them. And that's in anything in life, right? So just because today's wrestling isn't what his generation's wrestling was, I think it's maybe unfair to bury the whole business over this. And, I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I know you probably tend to agree with.
Yeah, I mean, I think
the excellence of execution.
I think the pace is up a little bit with wrestling, and actually, I think wrestling today is very good. I think wrestling at the moment, I don't say it's better than it's ever been, because that's not necessarily true, but I think it's in a very good place. I think it's better than it has been for a long time.
I'm having more fun as a wrestling fan today than I have in many, many years.
I mean, since I'm having more fun now than I have since I was a kid, and I think that has something to do with the fact that I feel like wrestling has maybe opened up to a wider audience, like on and that audience is more diverse than it ever has been. I think that's part of what it is that. Do I love everything in wrestling? No, I don't. But do I like a lot of it? And even the stuff that I don't love, that's like clearly not for me at this point in my life, I'm like, okay, this isn't
Bianca Belair.
I actually like Bianca, but yes,
I don't like Bianca. I just don't like her gimmick.
Sure, but you know what? There are a zillion little girls that look up to her.
Listen, Bob, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
but like I'm gonna die on this hill. It's just it's not for me, and it's hard for me as an adult wrestling fan to be invested in something like
Sure.
that.
And that's
I,
and that's fine. And she's not being booked for you. And I think, this whole WrestleMania and post WrestleMania run of her, it's like she is she's booked as the favorite wrestler of these little girls.
when
You
it
know,
comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
we would hate Hulk Hogan right now. I bet our dads, when we were kids and we were like, fucking Hulkamania, yeah. Our dads at that point in time in the early mid 80s were like, fuck this Hulk Hogan guy. This guy's
Yeah,
a
look
cheat.
at it. Look at this fucking cheese ball. You
Yeah.
know, like
Like they probably looked at Roddy Piper. I know for a fact my father looked at Roddy Piper like Roddy Piper's fucking cool.
my
This
dad
Hulk,
loved Rowdy Piper too.
right? I mean, that's there were those guys, and I have appreciation for Roddy Piper now, but I hated Roddy Piper. I hated at the time. I hated Jim Cornette too. Jim Cornette. Every time I saw him, I was like,
Motherfucker.
love Jim Cornette now. Love the man, but
Why
I
don't you
get
get a
it.
fucking room?
So I get it. I think Bianca Belair is absolutely the Hulk Hogan of right now. I hope her backstage politics are better than his.
That's
Work.
not gonna work for me, brother.
Yeah, I hope his backstage politics are better than they are right now. What we got? Oh, it's not Serpentico. That's Ray Phoenix, buddy. No, that's not Ray. Is that Ray? Who the fuck is that guy? Anyway, we got Jay White fighting a little luchador man.
Fighting a chooch.
Fighting a chooch. Anyway, Jay's gonna win.
Oh, you don't say.
You don't say. Fell off the road.
Hey, Brian Cage signed the AEW contract extension, huh?
He did. That's
Who
shocking.
fucking saw that coming?
Not me, because maybe WWE never offered him anything.
I find that really hard to believe.
I do too. But we've heard inklings of hiring freezes, and they're just not offering contracts right now. Other than people that are already there. So maybe it's
I can't imagine that. Like, even if they were on a hiring freeze after Vince became the fucking chairman of the board again, you can't tell me that Triple H is like, Vince, you gotta look at this guy. He's a fucking specimen.
God,
and Vince just be like, hey pal, we're that's good shit, pal. we're just not hiring right now.
I mean, of all guys, you could fire Karrion Kross and Scarlett right now, replace them with just Brian Cage, and
Kevin.
They don't do any. He doesn't do any worse, right?
No, I mean Brian. Listen, we used to shit all over Brian Cage, but I don't know, man. He just like went away for a little while and learned how to fucking wrestle, and now
sure did. I mean, since he went away and came back, and like, where the fuck this guy figure out how to wrestle? Like, did he just stop holding back? Was that the thing? Did he go to the Farouk school of wrestling where it's just like, no, I'm just gonna hit these motherfuckers and they're not gonna sell. They're just gonna be hit so goddamn hard they're gonna actually flip. Like, is that what he did? Did he go to the Farouk and Bradshaw school of wrestling where, damn, we just hit motherfuckers as hard as we can in the chest and they just go whoop because that's how fucking physics works? It seems like that
physics works. Thanks, there, Professor. This fucking guy, like, I don't know, man, but I find it really fucking hard to believe that WWE didn't have any interest in him, and I find it really hard to believe that, my guess is it was probably one of those things where they were like, well, Brian, we appreciate your physique and we appreciate your work ethic, and goddamn pal, you look like $1 million. But you can't wrestle a fucking lick. So we're gonna put you in NXT. And he was probably like, yeah, fuck that. I'm on the big show, making millions of dollars in AEW. Like, I'm not fucking going to NXT. That's probably how that went down. If I were to guess, that's how that went down.
They probably lowballed him, and Tony Khan probably highballed him or snowballed him. You know what I mean?
Oh, what you said. Oh,
we got to talk about them heel snowballs anyway.
Oh, what you said. What you said. So, did you see the shit that Freddie Prinze Jr. was talking about the other day on the old interwebs?
I did, but go ahead and enlighten me.
So, somebody had asked Freddie about the difference between AEW and WWE, right? From a fan perspective, not necessarily as a creative guy for WWE for like 15 minutes, who allegedly is trying to start his own promotion. But we haven't heard that fucking talk in like 6 months either. So maybe that we're just done with that nonsense.
I feel like that fell through like Leon does like 6 times in Resident Evil 4.
So he had made the comment that he feels like AEW, when they start pushing somebody, they push them, right? Like, here's the ball, run with it. It's up to you to fucking make a play. As to where, like, WWE will see somebody and they'll start to give them a push and then immediately just stop pushing them, right? But, like, he feels like Tony Khan is more committed to a push when he gives a push than WWE is committed to giving a push when they give a push.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's really, if you think about it, from that standpoint alone, it's really 2 totally different types of thinking. And I mean, it really got me thinking, right? Like, he's right. But at the same point in time, WWE stops pushing people because it's dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
If AEW is pushing somebody and continues to push somebody and it's dog shit, they just push them a little bit more.
Well, I don't know that that's fair either, because WWE does that too, to an extent. I mean, John Cena, Roman Reigns. People would argue that they're doing that right now with Austin Theory. It's, how do we put this? It's more of a time management issue. I really feel like if somebody's not getting over, but they're getting a push, I feel like WWE maybe cuts their time, but they don't cut their push, right? Like it's they're still the champ, they're still this, that, and the other, but maybe you don't see them every week, right? Or maybe they don't get to cut a promo all the time if it's not hitting, or if it's going down. It's like people like WWE lets them like kind of back off, right? They don't shove them down your throat to the point to where you're just like, oh my God, shut it off. I feel like WWE's learned their lesson at that a little bit with that. With AEW at the moment, if somebody's getting a push, even if people don't like it, like with the Elite, I mean, people turn like there are legitimate like looking. You can look at ratings where it's like the Elite come on and ratings go up. We lost 200,000 viewers. And
show me that in black and white. That's hearsay.
That happens.
That's hearsay.
I'm just saying.
Hearsay and innuendo. How dare you?
How dare
you disrespect the goddamn good name of the greatest tag team in the history of AEW?
Buddy. They would have the main event on Dynamite, and Dynamite would sit stagnant at 800K viewers.
Let me see your numbers.
People would be shutting off because it was like they were hitting 11 or 1.1 million coming off a Big Bang Theory, and they were ending the show with 690 some thousand people.
That's because the show sucked. That's not the fucking Young Bucks' fault.
People weren't sticking around to watch the Young Bucks at the end of the show, though.
Because the rest of the show sucked. You can't put that on the fucking Bucks.
They weren't putting it back on.
Well, I mean, Would you with some of the outings they had in the
I
last
left
6
it
months?
on. That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of wrestling fan I am. I leave the goddamn shit on and I fall asleep.
Well, I do the same thing, but I'm just saying, Bob. Like, you can't you
Well, you
can't have
asked
your
me,
cake
would
and eat it
I?
too.
I
Like,
did. I fell asleep because I was tired, and I woke up, and Matt Jackson did. Oh, I got a thing, and I went, I'm old, fucking old. But nobody else is old. Apparently, it's just me. It's just me that's old.
Are you
You're right.
tired?
Huh?
Are you tired?
I'm a little tired.
Are you hurt?
I'm a little hurt.
Do you work with fucking children?
I do work with fucking children.
April, I believe that I'm willing.
Goddamn, how are we
to
40 minutes in? Where the fuck
return-
is Derek? I could build a computer in 40
So
minutes.
listen, I just cussed
What?
Derek out in a text message like 20 minutes ago, and I'm willing to bet he's probably not going to come now, because you know how I get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
coming. All right.
I-
So you've now put Derek. I mean, maybe his wife's in labor. Hopefully for her. Oh, Ricky Stark's just jumping. Like, I'm gonna just not fall
because he's
down.
a star.
He's a star. Everybody ran away though.
Hey,
Great Ricky.
here, hold on. Let's play a game.
Oh, it's cool. I wish I looked like Ricky Starks with my shirt on.
Do you want to play a game? Let's play a game.
Let's play a game. It's not happening.
Oh, look. Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. Something's happening right now. So, anyways, I mean, listen, Bob. For you to sit here and just like shit all over the Bucks is just unfair.
Look, what have they done? What have they done worthwhile in the last 5 months?
They won the Trios championships.
Oh, right, those. Okay. Besides the championships that have gotten 0 people over, what have they done?
They beat CM Punk up.
That was over a year ago. That was
Okay.
that was really. That feels like it was like 300 years ago. All right, what's next? We got to move on. We got topics to discuss. What's going on?
we do have topics to discuss, and one of those topics is about the Elite. So we all know that CM Punk, the rumor mill is circulating, and Tom, we're gonna use this as a lead into the thing that you enlightened me on earlier, right? So we all know that the CM Punk conversation is ramping back up, and it's like, we did a CM Punk episode like 3 weeks ago, and I thought for sure for like, I don't know, we'd maybe get 6 weeks before we had to do another one, but here we are. So CM Punk is trying to make his triumphant return to professional wrestling, probably to headline Wimbledon Stadium. Over there in the United Europe.
I don't feel like he's headlined Wimbledon yet. I don't think he has.
Oh yeah, I mean, he needs to start working on his forehand a little bit. You know what I mean?
For those of you who don't understand, we're talking about. Derek called it Wimbledon. It's Wembley Stadium, which is a soccer stadium. Although they call it football, although it was originally called soccer, but they decided to call it football because fucking cunts. Anyway, so
hey, you can't say that. That's offensive in American English.
It is offensive in American English. You're right. Anyway, so he's never headlined in Wembley Stadium. Wimbledon. He's never headlined Wimbledon either. However, Wimbledon is obviously fucking for tennis, and he doesn't play tennis, at least not at that level. So go on. Anyway, sorry, I had to like.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Could you imagine him and John McEnroe having a fucking promo battle?
Well, I mean, they couldn't have a tennis match. So yeah.
I mean, did you see John McEnroe did a pickleball tournament thing for charity. It was like $100 million or some shit. And he foot fouled. He fucking lost his shit.
He did.
Just fucking upended the whole goddamn place. Just
Yeah.
laid waste, kind of like Retribution at the end of fucking Raw with the chainsaw through the ropes. You know what I mean? It was a whole thing. If you didn't see it, go check it out. Go out of your way to watch John McEnroe take a chainsaw to the pickleball court. All right, it fucking phenomenal piece of business. Anyways,
Derek is in the private chat right now. I don't know if you know this.
yeah, I see his dumb little bubble down here with his no picture. I don't know what he's doing down here.
Derek was good. Derek was good until we started talking about tennis, and then he like had some shit to say. He was like fucking like, you can fucking talk about tennis.
He goes
talk about tennis on my watch. God damn it.
So he's here, but he's not really here. So he's just gonna talk through us in the group chat because he can't unplug a USB mic and then plug it into his work's wife computer.
Derek, I'm really, really sorry that you I'm really sorry that you decided to work on your computer yourself and you broke it. So it's okay.
Crazy.
I still like you. I told you I still think you shouldn't have, but you know, you get it fixed and it'll be cool. It'll be great.
You know what? You know what's awesome? He logged in here just to shut me up, right? Knowing that all this was going to do was irritate me even fucking further. Like, dude drives me nuts. Like, I love him to death, but I just want to punch him right in his fucking suckhole right now.
Punch him. He's not.
You know what I mean? Like, this fucking guy.
He's like this big. Like, you can't hit you can't hit somebody smaller than you.
This fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, just one time, Tom. Just let me punch him one fucking time.
Adam Cole, baby! Is he about to, like, cut a promo for Keith Lee? Because, anyway, not important.
So,
what else we got to talk
about? So the fucking Bucks don't want to work with CM Punk.
Oh, we got to talk about ye old brand split then. We got to talk about it.
So I was unaware that this was a thing, right? I had heard some bullshit on Busted Open, I think, about, no, I lied. It was an Eric Bischoff podcast because he was talking about how, Punk this, coming back and you have to fucking create, their own show for him and this and that and the other because he's toxic in the locker room, whatever the story is this fucking week, right? And then boom, I come in here and I sit down today and you're like, oh, AEW's talking about a fucking brand split. Oh, what?
A hard one. Hard brand split. Like separate shows, separate champions, separate. Like, it's not even the same thing. Like, it's.
They already did that. It's called Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but like it's but within AEW. Like MJF is, or somebody's gonna get a show on Wednesday, and somebody's gonna get the Saturday show. CM Punk's gonna get whatever the other show is, and it's like, well, that's this guy's show and that's this guy's show, and never the two shall meet. Or unless we decide to do a pay-per-view that like is Survivor Series or whatever.
I just don't understand. Derek, we know you're there, dude. Okay? Like, keep it up. Fucking keep it up. Because I will get in my...
Derek, you can literally join on your fucking phone. Come on.
I know. Like...
Bang.
Okay. Anywho, dude, this is fucking wild to me. I don't have my phone. Hang on. Yeah, no shit, because we tried to FaceTime you too, you fuck. He's hijacking.
I don't have my phone. Oh, I shoved it in my ass. It's up. I gotta shit it out later. It's gonna be 2 or 3 hours.
He said I'll walk across the fucking yard for you, Tom.
You're in the yard. Why are you in the yard?
Down there in the holler, you know what I mean? I had to go cross check on Cooter Jethro.
Cooter Jethro.
So where who reported this piece of business?
Oh, that there was going to be a hard brand split.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah. No. Cultaholic. So did who were they? It was not Dave.
Well, clearly it wasn't Dave, because if it was Dave, we'd be talking about it much differently.
Dave. It was Wrestle. What's the one that kind of occasionally puts up bullshit?
WrestleLamia?
No, not him. He's unreliable.
I mean, we're all unreliable.
No, that WrestleLamia makes shit up like he's half fan fiction. Somebody a little not Wrestle Talk. Anyway, not important, but somebody had pointed this out, that it's like the brand split is very possible to be a very hard thing. Was it Cultaholic that doubled down on it?
Because like you're essentially gonna take like the roster's big enough to sustain a brand split, but why? Like, I'm pissed that WWE's bringing back the draft in fucking
me too.
10 days, whatever it is. Like, why do we continue to think that it's a good idea?
So Mark Madden shared it from Cultaholic. Cultaholic's generally pretty reliable. Hold on. Let's see who told Cultaholic. Introduce Saturday night. Okay. All Elite Wrestling is set to introduce a new Saturday night TV show called Collision, with reports indicating that the new show premiere in June, on air on TNT from 8 to 10. CM Punk is set to be the star. Andrew Zarian has since reported on Wrestling Observer Live that the split will be harder than expected. All right, so the Wrestling Observer did.
We're out.
But it was Andrew. It wasn't Dave. It was Andrew.
We're out. We're out. We're out. Okay, we're out. Nah, fuck that. The Observer's the one reporting this. Like, come on, man.
It's bullshit. So that's where we are. But Madden shared it. Mark Madden shared it.
Well, he's a fucking Mark too, pal. Like,
I mean, yeah. All right. Okay.
For fuck's sake, Tom. Get me all fucking hot and bothered over here, and then tell me the Wrestling Observer newsletter fucking reported it.
Fucking Wrestling Observer.
God bless America. I mean, at least go to somebody respectable like Ringside News. Like.
Actually, I was thinking it was Ringside, but it's not Ringside.
But listen, here's the thing, though, right? So, what does that look like? I mean, you've got to figure that like FTR is going to be on Saturdays. I mean,
they would have to be. Yeah, they're like one of the only people willing to work with CM Punk.
So what's it going to be? Is it going to be Dax, Cash, and Punk?
And probably a few others. A lot of people that don't get to have a say. Matt Hardy, maybe probably on Saturday.
That poor fucking schmuck.
Matt and Jeff ain't gonna get to have a say. Who else? The Firm, they're not gonna get to have a say. Who else?
They would have had a say fucking 8 months ago when they were with MJF.
Yeah, who else is not going to? The House of Black is not going to get to have a say to where they have to work on.
Well, they're goddamn champions.
They are goddamn champions. However,
respect those trio titles.
Sure, but they don't. They're all on short leashes, and they are being gun to the head contract. Like, no. We'll just blow your brains out. Otherwise, that's in the contract. I can shoot you on television.
You can't say that.
No, God, it sure seems that way. They're being held at gunpoint. Oh man, Adam Cole just beat up fat Chris Jericho in a jacket made of nails. Jesus and now Christ. Here comes the least interesting man.
You're only talking this shit because Derek's in the room. Like, you were just
Daniel Garcia is still the least interesting man in every room he's ever been in, including this arena right now. Hey, there's Dr. Britt. Fuck you. Oh, Dr. Britt's about to beat up Jericho. do it. Get him, Dr. Britt. Kick him in the dick. Hold on. We got to see what's going on. Kick him in the dick, Dr. Britt. Kick him in the dick. Oh, she slapped him. Oh, and it hurt. Oh, it hurt more than any punch he's ever taken. Kick him in the dick. Kick him in the dick. Oh, here comes Tony Storm.
Are you fucking
no.
serious right now?
Yeah, so I'm done. I'm sorry.
For fuck's sake, bro. You little fucking Marky Mark.
Oh, they're beating up.
Dr. Britt. Oh, we should totally be at the show cheering for Dr. Britt.
Dr. Britt's getting beat up right now by Tony Storm.
Tony Khan's in the back somewhere, fucking talking to the fucking owner and president of PPG fucking Paints, and he's like, "Listen here, man. We're getting ready to tape Rampage. Do you believe that? Rampage is the greatest show on television every single week. Rampage. You know what about Rampage? Listen, I want to buy this building. Can we buy this building? Let's listen. You don't need to have WWE come here anymore. I hate those fucking guys. Like, I just don't. But have you seen Friday Night Rampage? Have you had? Huh? Have you Rampage? Like, what's his fucking beef with WWE, bub?
What a good question. He's mad because they counter program him, although WWE literally has TV on all the goddamn time. It's pretty constant. As somebody who really likes wrestling, I can't watch all of the WWE programming. It's just not humanly possible for an adult to watch all of it every week. It's really not possible.
I mean, you got 2 hours on Sunday on fucking A&E Network. You got 3 hours Monday Night Raw. You got 2 hours on fucking Tuesday for NXT. Wednesday's obviously Dynamite. Thursday's Impact. Friday's
2 hours.
Friday's fucking 2 hours of SmackDown, and then you got an hour of Rampage. Okay.
And then if there's the pay-per-view, it's 4 hours on Saturday. So if something happens,
and then usually after the pay-per-view, they drop a big fucking special on the network, and like a lot of television.
And Sunday, sometimes things bleed into Sunday. Sometimes there's also an NXT show, depending.
Right. So we as wrestling fans got to look at it from the standpoint of there's so much fucking content, right? And now AEW is talking about adding an extra 2 hours of television, which they desperately need, by the way. But like you said, on a fucking Saturday. Now they're gloating that it's prime time, but like nobody's at home prime time on a Saturday night watching fucking television. Okay, it's kind of like. But you know what? At the same point in time, people said
I might watch one of those a month.
Yeah, but people said the same fucking thing about SmackDown moving to Friday on prime time for fucking for Fox.
I mean, I get 2 SmackDowns a month, maybe too. It is hard. It's hard to get it in because it's like it's Friday. Like there's other things that get scheduled for me. I don't even have to like. So
if we want to have this legitimate heat between Tony Khan and WWE that he clearly has because they've counter-programmed him, like he's put us as wrestling fans into a conundrum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's only so many hours in the week.
Yeah. Especially primetime hours. What do we got? 3 a week? We got 3 a night. We got from 7 p.m. to 11.
They desperately need the fucking television time.
Yes,
there's no doubt about that. But to sit here and be angry with WWE because they counter program fucking AEW is just childish and it's immature and it's fucking really, to me, it sounds like Napoleon syndrome. That he knows that he's fucking number 2 and he doesn't like that. It's like that episode of South Park with fucking Bono being number 2, you know.
Yes. What a good reference.
437 Keurigs. So there's that, right? And it's like, hey, bud, you're 3 years into this thing. You're behind like 38 years.
Yeah.
So buckle up, Buttercup.
Like, you can't put a show on in prime time on a random day of the week. Like, fucking, that's all WWE does is put shows on prime time random days of the week. And it's been 40 years of that goddamn shit, right?
And it's like, we all want AEW to be successful.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us.
I have it on right now. I want this to be successful. I want it to be good. Honestly, tonight's show, better than it's been for a couple months.
They always put on a good show in Pittsburgh.
It's because we fucking love wrestling here. We fucking love it. Look, what's behind me I sit here in the heart of Pittsburgh. I literally live in the goddamn traffic. I am the last exit before you go downtown. I live on the last.
A lot of wrestling fans in fucking Pittsburgh.
A zillion. Look, my dude, where I buy beer.
Like good wrestling fans in Pittsburgh.
Fantastic. We're lifelong. Like we've been fans since we were like old enough to watch television and remember it.
We got a great fan base in Pittsburgh.
Fantastic. Fucking Bruno Sammartino's from here.
Kurt Angle's from here.
Angle's from here. Corey Graves is from here. Elias is from here.
Listen, we could fucking go on and on and on. Pittsburgh's got a great crowd. And AEW always puts on a good show in Pittsburgh. I will give them that. I mean, WWE has not put on some great efforts their last couple of times in Pittsburgh.
No, they have not.
I heard SmackDown was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was
that was in Pittsburgh.
Worst SmackDown of the year happened in Pittsburgh this year or last year.
Right. What, 2 weeks before WrestleMania?
Yes, worst one.
Yeah, terrible. Wasn't very good. That Raw we went to wasn't very good. And that was a go home for WrestleMania. Terrible,
very terrible.
The year before wasn't very. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't very good. As a fan, we got the bloodline when, you know what I'm saying? Like
they phoned it in. They phoned it in.
But we got off on a side tangent here, right? So to circle back and talk about TK in this heat that he's got with WWE, it's like, hey, bud, we get it, but until you start focusing on what you're trying to do to make your own product better, instead of worrying about what the fuck everybody else around you's doing, like you're putting yourself further and further behind. And I think that this is very evident in the fact that we still don't have the AEW fucking video game, right?
We do not.
It's been pushed back how many fucking times now? And you've got to feel like now, what do they say in January? Is that what you guys were chattering about the other day?
It's not done. THQ said this week, it's not done. It's not. There are so many games that are like done, but then they're like, we got to work on bugs. We got to work on this, that, and the other. They're not even done programming the goddamn game. Like it's not done.
So then why are we out here selling it? And this circles back to the fact that like, every time fucking something happens in AEW, Tony Khan goes and blasts fucking, we've got a special announcement this fucking week all over the fucking wrestling media. And then we get fucking Christian Cage. And it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And bud, get your shit together so that we can have a good fucking product to watch.
I mean, that's really the long and short of it, right? Is that like he's so like preemptive with stuff. He's like, I got a special announcement, and then he comes out and it's like this could have been a tweet. This could have been this
for a dude that prides himself for not fucking being on screen very often. I mean,
it's.
Got a lot of special announcements, you know what I mean?
It's just that he seems like he wants to come out and like tell you every last little thing he did, and it's like, buddy, this is something like you should just lead into a show with, so that we watch, not like, oh, Tony Khan's got a special, like we don't. At this point, like we're numb to it because there's been so many. There's been like 100, and it's.
I don't know. There's been that many, but I mean, Christian Cage. To me, will forever be the biggest blunder big announcement that.
But it's just it ticks the ratings up a little bit, but it's like, you know, maybe even try to announce it ahead of time. Like, hey, this week you're gonna get Jay White. Hey, this week you're gonna get whatever. Like, give me the reason for tuning in, because at this point the announcement is like. It's like, okay, I'll Google it later. I'm really
It's like, if you want to kayfabe us fucking with something good. Don't kayfabe us with a fucking special announcement that's not really that special, that we've made such a big hoopla about, that we're running graphics on fucking TV.
Like, just tell us what it is, and be like, hey, do you want to see Jay White? Tune in. Hey, do you want to see Goldberg?
No.
Boo.
So, what is this dude's deal? Like, he's like, I'm not fucking, not really what, Derek? Please enlighten us. Like, if you were just here
It'd be
on
great.
a camera with a microphone,
It'd be
you could have
great.
said, not really. And I would have said, well, what do you mean, pal? And then you could have explained it. Instead, I don't want to see Goldberg or Jay White. Like, why are you such a Jay White little hater all of a sudden? You know, like, you rode that dude's nuts for like a solid year and change, and now all of a
I
sudden,
want to see Jay White. I don't not want to see Jay White. I mean, I don't necessarily not want to see Goldberg. I mean, I don't really want to see Goldberg, but like, if you're gonna tell me Goldberg's gonna be on Wednesday, he doesn't want to see Goldberg or Jay White. But if you're gonna tell me Goldberg's gonna be on Wednesday, I'm gonna be like, okay. I mean, I guess I'll put it on because like Goldberg's never been on AEW television, right? So for me, I feel like Tony now needs to like kind of like back off, right? He needs to be just forthcoming, like, hey, I don't have an announcement. Here's my announcement. On Wednesday, Bill Goldberg's gonna be there. On Wednesday, Adam Cole's gonna be there. Adam Cole's gonna be back. Adam Cole's gonna wrestle fucking Daniel Garcia. It's gonna not be interesting. So maybe, you know, but that's the main event. So, you know, if you're really into Adam Cole, we'll see you on Wednesday. But you know, maybe Cool Hand Ange. I think maybe that's
what is your problem? What's your problem?
Cool Hand Ange is gonna fight Daddy Ass. Man, Billy Gunn is in such better shape than Cool Hand Ange right now. Anyway, not important. Back to Bill Goldberg.
Hey man, I just let you go for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Back to Bill Goldberg. So, if I'm Tony Khan and I want my ratings to spike, and I have infinite money and I can pay Bill Goldberg, I'm going to say, Bill Goldberg, do you want to fight Sting one more time? Because I can make that happen. And you're going to say, hey, Bill Goldberg's going to come out and he's going to confront Sting on Wednesday.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
Then they could both just be done, right? Like,
right? Yeah, that could be it. That could be it for both of them.
Like, that would make a lot of sense.
That match doesn't even have to be good.
No.
It like they could just push each other for most of it. It could last 5 minutes, and like, somebody has to like take somebody's move. I feel like maybe Goldberg has to lose.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Goldberg would have to lose.
I mean, I feel like Goldberg could lose to the Scorpion Death Drop a lot easier than Sting could take like the jackhammer.
Nah, I mean, I've seen Sting jump off of a fucking balcony, bub.
Yeah,
like,
I was
62 years old. Like,
I sat next to you, but still, like,
dude, that was wild. That happened in front of us.
I'm just saying, like, you know, let's say Sting beats Goldberg with a Scorpion with a Scorpion Death Drop, and you know that's the end of it, right? And then they both ride off into the sunset. But like, I mean, that you could get 2 million views for that, right? Like, if TV,
the nostalgia pop would but that's all it would be. It would just be a nostalgia pop.
But I'm just saying, if TV is a big
deal, you gotta take that to pay-per-view, pal. That you're gonna make fucking millions of dollars off that.
Sure, do it on pay-per-view, but still put that shit together. Let those two guys work that match out, and just let it go. Be like, you guys are done after this. You know, it's it all out. It doesn't even be the main event. It could be the opening match.
Yeah.
And they can but they could sell the shit out of that. And that's what they got to do. But you know what? And there's a zillion matches like that though that they could sell. That it's like, oh, okay, well, let's get Scott Steiner out here. Let's get fucking 10 million other guys. Let's get fucking Kevin Nash.
You can't get Rick Steiner.
No, I can't get Rick.
Nah, Rick's gonna get canceled. You know who's really gonna suffer from that?
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
That poor guy. I mean, he was on TV this Tuesday, so he's not suffering as of yet. But man, has he lost a lot of stock? He's down because he's still in NXT. He's not the
I
champ.
thought for sure when he lost the belt to fucking Carmelo Hayes, he was coming. You know,
That seemed to make the most sense.
I mean, there's not a place. He's in limbo right now. If you really think about it, he's in limbo.
I mean, they're clearly waiting for the heat on his dad to die down, and I feel like it's already died. A little bit. I mean, they're gonna give it a month. I feel like they're just gonna be like, it's gonna go away, and it will. It will go away, and that's I'm not trying to be insensitive to anything, but it will go away. It's almost gone away.
April, fetch me Bill Goldberg, please. Could you imagine Goldberg fucking Punk?
I mean, Punk could probably take a jackhammer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but there's no way that Punk's ego is going to let him lose to Bill Goldberg.
No. He would kick out of it. I mean, I'm not against that, honestly.
On his own TV show?
Yeah. If you bring that back, you bring in Bill Goldberg, and it's like, oh, the main event is Bill Goldberg versus CM Punk. And CM Punk kicks out of the jackhammer and then gives him the GTS and pins him 1, 2, 3. I mean, that makes that show, right? I mean, until, Punk punches somebody else's dog or something, something happens.
There, the dog bit a guy. Hey, man, all I know is that the AEW landscape seems to be ever evolving these days. And, it just really makes me want to circle back and just ask one real simple question that we find ourselves asking each other a lot, whether it be here on the show or in the group chat. Is this a fucking work?
At this point, no, I don't think it is.
Are we still in the camp that we don't think that it is, but wouldn't be surprised if it actually comes out as
one? So at this point, especially while we're discussing the brand split, it's too much, right? The brand split, particularly for the yet non-existent show, it's too much now. At this point, there are people within AEW who do not want to work with CM Punk. And a lot of those people are people who were with WWE before who also didn't want to work with CM Punk. And WWE themselves had said that Phil Brooks, hey, do you want Phil Brooks back in WWE? Nah, he's their problem now. And
it's hilarious, right? And we're seeing that.
It's just not.
They're creating a show for him.
It's just too much for it to be a work at this point. And
it's still wild, though.
It's still wild. Look, had there not been this like split show, hard brand split thing, I could have it was still like maybe a 2% chance that it was a work, right? Had there not been like the hard brand split thing. But if he comes back because there's a hard brand split, it's not a work. And at this point, I don't think it's a work. And I think that it's an unfortunate, but it's unfortunate, but it's a like attempt to try to get CM Punk back on television to really boost the ratings because he's a draw still, right? Like he's not
according to Eric Bischoff, he's never sold a fucking seat in his life.
That's
that's how Bischoff feels about the fucking situation. And listen, I respect Eric Bischoff's viewpoint on a lot of things.
He's wrong on that.
But to say that CM Punk's never drawn, I can't agree with that.
No, he's wrong on that. He drew an AEW.
They've never had $1 million gate until he headlined a pay-per-view.
They haven't had one since that.
You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's hard to not look at that from the business standpoint of Punk, but so it's just hard to sit here and be like, I'm just gonna let this happen because it's what's best for business, even though it's gonna destroy my fucking promotion from within.
I mean, it might. I think he's doing his best to keep it from destroying. I think that's what brand split is, to keep it from destroying the promotion from within.
Derek said, "Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me," and that's a song. I think it's a Taylor Swift song. It's one of them girls.
The problem, it's me.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I'm assuming it was Tay Swift. You know what I mean? Hey, all I know is her concerts fucking have been something fucking wild according to the old interwebs.
Taylor Swift is the most punk rock of any artist ever. Taylor Swift, so she lost the licensing. Somebody bought the licensing out from under her from her old songs. She re-recorded all of them.
Yeah.
Like 15 years of music, like an insane amount, like a career's worth. Like, no. Gonna re-record them just so she could own them. That's punk rock as fuck. Like, nobody is more punk rock than Taylor Swift. And I will go to my grave with that. T Swift has all of my musical respect. All of it. I'm not a fan. It's fine. There's the Tom. It's fine. Taylor Swift is so fucking punk rock. Taylor Swift and fucking Lady Gaga are like the two most punk rock. And you know what? To an extent, Madonna as well. Like, punk rock as fuck.
Oh, what happened? Derek, what did you do? Like, you're not even fucking here. You're just derailing shit. Fuck. Like, fucking wild. Yeah, I mean, Derek, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, he's definitely a fucking problem, right? I don't know. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how all this shakes out over the next couple of weeks. And hopefully, something produces itself a little bit further while I'm off next week. I don't know if Tom and Derek are going to try to muscle one out on Monday. But we're coming at you Friday with Freestyle Friday as well, which will be a lot of fun. We've got some special guests lined up. Hopefully Derek is able to not be a gray bubble on the bottom of my screen.
Derek's a special guest. Special guest, Derek.
Yeah, I mean that is a thing at this point, right? Tom, we're like 4 weeks without him now in a row.
No, he was here last week.
Was he? But was he really here last week?
He was, but we were 5 weeks without him before. So if you want to subtract one from that, special guest Derek, maybe on Friday. Special guest of the show, Derek. You might grace us with his presence every great.
He's about to go from a fucking co-host to a friend of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's working on it.
God bless America. I don't know, man. I just think Goldberg going to AEW in any capacity is going to be big business. I just don't like how he feels so high on himself, I guess. I just don't. It's like, bud, you overstayed your welcome a little bit.
I mean, he's saying that. So his last match was with Roman, right? Like, that felt like a great send-off for him. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, Roman beat him. It was clean. It made sense.
Yeah, it made perfect sense.
Now it's great. Like, now, go.
So is that the stance you're taking? That like you feel like
that WWE have been the send off? Like, what the
WWE did him right by that?
Dolph Ziggler again?
I'm just making sure that we were on the same page there. I didn't see anything wrong with the way that his WWE tenure ended either. So the fact that like he's out here just belly aching about not getting any special attention after he's received special attention for the entirety of his professional wrestling career, I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit real well with me. But what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I care? But it'll absolutely do big business over on the other channel because that's what Tony Khan does. So. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and get this fucking thing wrapped up here. I got a fucking long couple of days ahead of me. Let me click the right button and hey, before you get started, let me just go ahead and say, hey, Derek, you should probably start typing because I already know that like Tom's going to give his match of the week, and then you're going to want to interject your thing. So just start typing now. Anyways, Tom, go ahead. What was your match of the week?
Okay, so I have two things to talk about. One, runner-up this week. So I don't know if you guys watched. You maybe did, maybe didn't. On Sunday, Impact had a pay-per-view wrestling. Yes, Impact.
The company that you shit all over fucking
all
like
the time.
8 days ago.
All the time. Yes, I shit on Impact a lot. However, Impact has the 2.5-ish best women's division. The main event of that pay-per-view was Jordynne Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Knockouts Championship.
The recently vacated Impact Women's.
Recently vacated, however, both of these women have been incredible champions.
What's in the bag, Mickey?
What's in the bag?
What's in the fucking bag?
So both Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace put on a banger. And I want to point out Impact's men's division is bad. It's very bad, actually. It's the worst of the three top-ish wrestling promotions. It's very bad. I couldn't name you Impact's men's stars because there aren't any. Like, they're all bad. However, Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace certainly would be stars in any promotion. And they have both headlined the last two. Well, I guess if we're talking about the three, they've headlined the last three pay-per-views for Impact. And the match they put on against each other because Mickey couldn't be there was phenomenal. And they're both at the tippy top of their respective their divisions, and either of them would really be probably one of the top stars in AEW or in NXT. In WWE, they would certainly both fare very well, but they're tremendous, and they put on a great match. And so that needs to be discussed. Is that those two particularly are shining stars in what is otherwise, sort of a trash heap of wrestling. But really the match this week was The Miz versus Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, because like they just gave those guys 20 minutes. And those guys just were like, all right, hey guys, we're still two of the best wrestlers wrestling currently. And there was no reason for it to get that much time or to be that good, but they were just like, hey, let's just tear the house down on Monday randomly at like fucking 8:45. There was no good reason for it, but they were just like, hey, let's have a great match. Triple H was like, all right, go, you guys got 15-20 minutes, whatever you want, go have fun. And they did. They had a fucking great match, and it was awesome. So a lot of good wrestling on Raw. This match stole the show. A lot of good wrestling this week, and I just can't. I just can't. Can I read Derek's match of the week?
Yeah.
All right. So I did see it. Although there's Dynamite going on right now. Still Dynamite is still existing. Derek says, all right, match of the week, which happened tonight. Wardlow versus Hobbs. Okay, and no disagreement with Derek on that. It was good. There was no build. There was a little bit of build. There was online build that we said that was going to happen. But it surprised Derek, and that's good. I'm glad he has cable. He doesn't somehow have TV, but he doesn't have computer, but he has cable. Good for him.
It's because he didn't take his TV apart.
They are shining stars in a trash heap of wrestling. Man, as I looked over, trash heap of wrestling. Oh, MJF punched Jungle Boy Jack in the head, and Jack is selling it like he's a corpse. And now they're hugging. They're hugging. There's hugging. MJF is hugging him. He threw it off. He's putting him up. Is MJF? Oh, come on, hold on, MJF. Put him down. Do something bad to Sammy. Do something real bad to Sammy. No, I'm better than you, and you know it. He'd let him down. Anyway, so yeah, that's all of it. You are so enamored with what we should be seeing on a weekly basis. Walt, match of the week. Go, buddy, go.
Oh, Derek. My match of the week was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Madcap Moss. For no other reason than the fact that fucking Shinsuke Nakamura is back.
It was good. That actually was. That would have been like third for mine.
What's he gonna look like in a Triple H run WWE?
I mean, I hope he's around for it. I hope he's there week on week. If he's around, I feel like
I think he's back now. Like I know that he took a little break because he had the thing with Muta and he had to travel to Japan for that, and that's a couple of week thing because the COVID protocols are still pretty heavy, between Japan and the United States.
You know what? He probably just wanted to hang out with family. Like
there's probably a lot of that too, right?
Yeah, like I'm going to Japan. Let me spend 6-8 weeks in Japan. Like, let me hang out for a quarter, 3 months. Let me hang out. Let me, I got to be here anyway. I got to spend this COVID protocol. I got to spend 2 weeks in a goddamn hotel by myself. And then fucking let me hang out with my family for a few weeks. And then, I'll leave again. But, there's probably there's so much bullshit with all of it. It's a matter of I feel you. Like, it's just a matter of he's back, he spent time away and he hadn't been in Japan for a long time, did the thing with Muta, Good for him. Good for Shinsuke. So happy to have him back.
Yes. I'm very interested to see where they're going to go with this. And looks like they're going to start him off with old Kevin. So we'll see how that plays out, but glad to have Shinsuke back. Definite fucking shot in the arm. See how it goes. Hey, Bob, let's go ahead and call this done here. Derek logged off. Hopefully he gets his shit together by Friday. That would be fucking swell because I'd really like to, hang out.
I might get some wings for Friday. I feel like Friday needs to be like wings and fucking.
I might be able to do that.
Wings and beers on Friday?
Yeah, I'm in. BYOBW.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. I'll
tell Pat.
I'll tell Pat, and then we'll leave Derek out of it.
Yeah.
That'll be funny. Fuck Derek.
We'll let Derek talk while we're like,
I do miss him though,
I do too.
I wish he would come fucking do a show with us.
I do too. I feel like I should be able to tell, we should be able to mentor him. I feel like that's our job at this point. We're the elder statesmen.
You have no fucking clue.
I have this much of a clue. But I feel like we're the elder statesmen, and
I fucking love that. I love that dude to death, though. I really fucking do.
Too. I miss his little hug him. If he showed up, if he showed up right now and was like, haha, I was fucking driving. I'm like, Derek, oh my god, and I'd give him a hug.
Right, for sure. Low lovable son bitch. Anywho, hey, if you're still here, hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it. Even consider subscribing. That would be awesome. Check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE. Hey, man, if you're enjoying this right now, whenever, wherever, we appreciate you. So, with that being said, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast. Don't forget about Freestyle Friday. Hey, man, we forgot to talk about Dax Harwood.